I'm a fully qualified Pilates instructor. I teach usually on a Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. at Zen2 Yoga in Pullman. And given current issues, the children have coughs, I've decided to do it from a distance. So if anybody would like to join us for what we have is nearly an hour of Pilates, sponsored by Zen2 Yoga, please do so, and please do follow them on Facebook. A couple things I must say. Number one, you're exercising at your own risk. So you should never feel, it might burn, you might get a little burning sensation, but it should never feel stabbing, popping. If you've got bad knees or a bad back, you might want to have a towel or a throw pillow nearby, and I can help you adjust those for those of you who have injuries. But really, all you need is yourself, some comfortable clothing, and a mat. If you don't have a mat, that's fine too. Just somewhere comfortable so you're not lying on the bare floor. Okay, if you have any issues, any questions or comments, you can just write them on the chat box and I'll try and respond. Okay, so just listen to your body, go at your own pace, and we're going to go ahead and get started. Oh yeah, and my feet. Perfect. So hopefully you can see me from my head all the way to my toes. We're gonna find our Pilates posture first, because there's 3 parts to Pilates. There's the posture, the pelvic floor, and the lateral breathing. So hopefully you can still hear me, but if you can't, you can at least see me. The first way we find our Pilates posture, we start with our feet together. Then we pull our toes out into a V. Maybe you can see that, a little V. And then we go ahead and pull our heels out so our legs are in parallel. If you want to make sure that your feet are in parallel, put these little guns on your hips and point them down. And you should shoot off your big toe. And that's how you know you've got your Pilates posture. The second thing you want to do is keep your knees nice and soft and just tuck your pelvis under. So your tailbone is headed straight for the floor. And then you want to roll your shoulders up, back, and down. Okay? The very, very last thing you might want to do is just pull the chin in so the spine is over your, the head is over your spine. It's not very attractive, but this is good posture. So this is your Pilates posture. The second thing we want to do, though, is we want to pull that pelvic floor in and up. So if you think about your pelvic floor as a hammock, it goes from your front naughty bits to your back naughty bits, and we lift them up when we go into a pool or we step into cold water. It's that sort of feeling of closing and stopping a pee-pee, but in addition to that, we want to pull it up and in. Okay, so we're going to breathe in through the nose to prepare. And as we exhale, I want you to close the pelvic floor and stop a pee-pee. I want you to pull it up and in, and the belly button comes to the spine. And lastly, your ribs come together, your abdomen's tight. It's like I'm going to punch you in the stomach, but keep breathing and release. So the second time we do that, I want you to try and keep your buttocks nice and soft. I don't want you to squeeze from the back. It's very much closing and scooping up from the front. So we breathe into the lungs to prepare. As we exhale, we squeeze, dip, and hollow, and close the pelvic floor. Lift it up, level 1. Level 2, the belly button comes into the spine. Level 3, pull those shoulders down your back, knit the ribs together. Everything's tight. I'm going to punch you in the stomach. I'm going to punch you. I'm going to punch you. I'm going to punch you. Release. So I'll just come forward so you can hear me a little bit more. The good news is that you only have to engage between levels 1 and 2. But the bad news is that in order to do Pilates effectively, you really need to hold that for the entire class, okay? So really think about, I'll say zip and hollow, which means think about zipping up a pair of jeans and pulling that belly button into the spine. Okay, so we're gonna do our first exercise. It's a super, super tiny exercise, okay? So make sure you find your Pilates posture, that your feet are still under your hips, your pelvis is tucked under, shoulders are rolled up, back and down. I want you to put your fingertips on your hips, thumbs on your ribs. This is your golden square, okay? It doesn't move. We inhale and we really pin the shoulders down first. We inhale and lift one heel and one heel only. Squeeze your belly button, zip and hollow, and nothing moves as you exhale and push that heel through the floor. We inhale, pick up the other heel. Exhale, squeeze, dip, and hollow, and push that heel through the floor. So if somebody was watching you, they would think you're not doing anything at all. But what you really should be doing is working really, really hard. If you want, you can put your fingertips under your belly button. But this square doesn't move. Inhale and lift. Squeeze, dip, and hollow, push it down. Inhale and lift the other one. Squeeze, dip, and hollow, and push it down. If you watch my shoulders, you see they're not moving at all. Inhale and lift. Squeeze, dip, and hollow, push that heel through the floor like you're pushing a rusty lever. Inhale and lift. Exhale, squeeze, dip, and hollow, and push it through the floor. Lovely. What I want you to do next is like a really simple exercise to start, but we're gonna progress it. We're simply gonna, and I might tilt down so you can see, but we're simply going to slide one toe away at a time. It can just be as simple as sliding it and replacing it, okay? This time you can move left and right, but again, this square doesn't move. We never move up and down. So tuck your pelvis under, roll those shoulders up, back, and down, belly button pinned to your spine. We inhale, slide one toe away, opposite hand lifts. Exhale, squeeze, dip, and hollow, and put it right back where it was. Don't let your stance narrow. Inhale, slide away. Exhale, squeeze, dip, and hollow, and put it back. So your shoulders are pinned. They're not moving, but you inhale, slide away. Exhale, squeeze, dip, and hollow, push through treacle as you bring it back. Last time. Inhale away. Squeeze, dip, and hollow, and pull it back. Now we're going to progress it. So you have the option to lift and float the knee. I'll talk you through it. The knee doesn't have to come high. In fact, it doesn't have to lift at all. If you find yourself wobbling, just drop it right back down. But if you want to advance it, join me. Inhale, slide the toe away. Exhale, shoulder pulls down the back, belly button to the spine, and we float the knee. Inhale, place the toe on the floor far away from us, and exhale, right back where it started. Okay, so you've still got your nice parallel stance. Inhale, slide the toe away. Exhale, shoulder blade pulls down, belly button's tight, everything's solid. Inhale, put the toe on the floor. Exhale, squeeze, dip, and hollow, and push through treacle back. Let's try it again. Think of your shoulders as pinned down, your belly button right up against the spine. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, place it on the ground. Exhale, move through treacle and put it right back where it started. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. On this next one, we're going to scoop the leg through behind us. But what I want you to do is pretend like there is a glass, mirror, or glass, or a mirror, or whatever, in front of you, and you cannot lean forward, okay? You must keep the pelvis tucked under. If you start to lean forward, I'll show you what happens. If you scoop through and you keep the pelvis tucked under, we'll do these little pulses, you get this muscle. If you lean forward, we're working this muscle. This muscle we work all the time. We don't need to work that muscle, okay? So I might turn to the side just so that you guys can see. We're going to do the same movement. Inhale, slide away. Exhale, squeeze up and hollow to float the knee. Inhale, place it down. Exhale, scoop it through to the back, pelvis is tucked under, squeeze the pelvic floor, flex the foot, and pulse. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If you can, keep going, or rest if you want, for 5, 4, 3, 2. If you can hold it, lift it a little bit higher. If you can hold it, tuck the pelvis under and lift a bit higher. You can drop down at any time to rest, or you can tuck the pelvis under, squeeze it, squeeze it, squeeze it, squeeze it. Release. That should hurt. That should just feel a wee burning sensation there, okay? If you don't feel anything, you probably cheated. So that's okay though. The more you do it, the better your technique, the more we're going to get this little Beyonce bum. Doesn't everybody want a little Beyonce bum? Other side, okay? Make sure you start with your Pilates posture. Feet in parallel. Tuck that pelvis under. Roll those shoulders up, back and down. Lift the pelvic floor up. Belly button to the spine. The square does not move. We inhale. Slide the toes straight in front of you. Exhale. Squeeze up and hollow and the shoulder pulls down to float. Inhale. Place the toe on the floor. Exhale. Scoop through. Tuck the pelvis under, flex the foot, tap down whenever you need, or tiny little pulses. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep going if you can, and a few more left, and 5, 4, 3, 2, and hold. Tuck the pelvis under, squeeze. Belly button to the spine, pelvic floor lifted a little bit higher if you can. Tap down whenever you need it. Feel free to rest, but if you can, tuck that pelvis under and isolate it. Squeeze the blood. Drop it, drop it, drop it, drop it. Release. Rub it off. Okay? So that is a really good one to do at home up against the wall. So if you don't feel it, you can go up against the wall and then really try and shift your pubic bone as close as you can to the wall, and it will isolate the top of your butt. Okay, so anybody who's still with me, we're gonna go ahead and do some functional squats now, and then we'll roll down for some floor work. A lot of people do squats in the gym. I know I do them a lot too. I do them in body pump. I love body pump. But this is just a slightly different way to isolate different muscles, okay, while you're doing it. So we're gonna go ahead and turn to the side. It's amazing if you have a mirror in the room. If you don't have a mirror, that's fine too. Just pretend. Find your Pilates posture. So we start with the feet together. We pull the toes into a V, heels into parallel, knees nice and soft, tuck that pelvis under, shoulders up, back and down. Starts to get really automatic after a while. Sorry, I'll move back. You want to pretend, instead of just doing this, which we could do all day, I could do this all day. I'm using my gluteus maximus, I'm not engaging, it's working my quadriceps and all the great big muscles. We want to switch those off. So pretend like somebody's going through your back with a fish hook. They've grabbed your belly button, okay? And the belly button is what makes you sit back in a chair, okay? So we inhale to prepare. Exhale, lift the pelvic floor, belly button to the spine. Your belly button pulls you backwards. The top of your back is straight. Your hands drop to your knees just for the first one. Now look at me at the bottom, okay? My back is nice and straight. We're not doing any booty touching, none of this. We're pulling our abs, shoulders down the back. We inhale to prepare. Push through the heels, squeeze that vajayjay, and come to standing. Inhale. Exhale, squeeze dip and hollow and sit back in your chair. Start from the belly button. Everything's nice and straight, shoulders away from the ears, and now we should be in a nice straight arrow. Inhale into your ribs. Squeeze dip and hollow, push through treacle, and if you can, rise up onto your toes. Inhale. Exhale, sit back. You don't have to come far. I'm aiming for parallel, but you don't have to if you've got bad knees. Inhale. Exhale, stand up. If you can, float onto your toes. Everything tight. Inhale. Exhale, sit back. Listen to your body. It should never pop, poke, snap. Inhale. Wiggle your toes. Push through the heels. Squeeze the pelvic floor. Rise up if you can. Last one. Inhale. Exhale, sit back. When you get to the bottom, you can relax whenever you like or wiggle your toes and join me for tiny pulses from the heel. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If you can, keep going or stop when you want. And 5, 4, 3, 2, hold. Inhale into your ribs. Exhale, stand up. If you can, rise up onto your heels, arms come behind you, fists go towards the ceiling. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Shoulders away from the ears. Just keep going. You can sink the heels if you want or join me for 5, 4, 3, 2, and hold. Shoulders down the back, fists straighten out. Shoulders down the back, belly button to the spine, ribs knitted together, fist to the ceiling. Last time. Shoulders down the back, everything's tight. Pelvis tucked under, fist to the ceiling, and release. Very good. I can't see you, but if you haven't left yet, I love you. Thank you for making my workout a little bit easier. So now's the nicest part of the workout. We're just gonna go ahead and do a couple roll downs, all right? So if you're in a room near a wall, feel free to do it actually against the wall. Or if you like, you can do it and just imagine the wall. If you're standing near a wall though, make sure your feet are like a good 5-6 inches away from the wall, or when you roll over, your butt will push you over onto your face. So the idea of this exercise is that we are opening up each of our vertebrae like a bicycle chain, all right? It's not a big move. So find your Pilates posture, feet together, pull your toes into a V, heels into parallel, pelvis tucked under, roll your shoulders up, back and down. We inhale to prepare. We exhale, nod the chin to the chest. Shoulders roll up and away from that imaginary wall as each vertebrae starts to open. The knees are nice and soft, the belly button is against the spine, but the top of the head is heavy. You can stop here, and that's fine. But can you see the shape of my back? It's like an angry cat, okay? Or you can keep going till you hit where you feel comfortable. And when you get to the bottom, it's like someone's pouring warm water over your neck, and you shake your head yes and no. And let all the tension out, yes and no. And then inhale into the back of the ribs. And as we exhale, I want you to tuck the pelvis under first before you restack any vertebrae. You can walk the fingers up if you like, but each vertebrae finds its home. Chin stays against the chest. When you reach the top in your own time, your shoulders melt down your back and the back of your head grows long. You don't look up, we don't arch, but it's like somebody's grabbed your ponytail and they pull your neck up into the air. Or men, maybe you once had a ponytail when you were young. So we're going to go ahead and do that again. And at the bottom this time, you can grab hold of both of your arms just for extra stretch. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, drop the chin to the chest. Shoulders roll up and away from that imaginary wall as each vertebrae starts to open. The crown of the head is pulling towards the floor. The belly button is pulling towards the ceiling. And when you get to a point where your knees are soft, your pelvic floor is lifted, and it's nice and comfortable stretch, grab hold of your opposite elbows. Shake your head yes and no. Let all the tension out, yes and no. And then we inhale into the back of the ribs. And as we exhale, squeeze, zip, and hollow, and tuck that pelvis under first. You can walk the fingers up. Chin stays against the chest. And each vertebrae finds its home. Your shoulders melt down your back, and the back of your head rises to the ceiling. Now on this last one at the bottom, we're going to bend our knees and walk our way out to 4-point kneeling. If you've got bad knees, at this point you might want a blanket or a towel or something to put under your knees. Always listen to your body, okay? So if you've got a mat, we can move sort of towards the back of the mat. We inhale to prepare. Last roll down. We squeeze, zip, and hollow, belly button to the spine, chin goes to chest, lift the shoulders up and away from your imaginary wall. As your body starts to deflate and hang heavy. And when you get to the bottom, this time we're going to bend our knees and we're going to walk out to 4-point kneeling. So when you get to your 4-point kneeling, it's maybe slightly different than other exercises. Your hands are quite far in. So if you look at me, you can see, move back, now my hands are directly underneath my shoulders and my knees are directly underneath my hips. The second two things that I want to do is I want to, first of all, peek between my knees and make sure that they're underneath my hips. So there's a about whatever, 6 inches, depending on how wide your hips are. And then you want to pull your shoulders back and away from your ears. And lastly, some of us have a natural curve in our spine. We want to fight against that. We want to pretend like somebody's put a ruler. We're looking intently at the floor because the ruler goes from the back of our neck to our tailbone, okay? And we're going to pretend like somebody's poured a margarita and they're serving the margarita on our tailbone. If you spill your margarita, you don't get to drink it, okay? So we're gonna do a Superman. It looks a little bit like this. Opposite fingers and toes slide away. If you like, you can stop here. They don't need to lift off the floor. But if they do, we're actually aiming for parallel, okay? And we don't let a hip dip. As soon as that margarita spills, you've gone too far. I'd rather you not lift as high and not spill your margarita. Okay, are we ready to go? So this exercise is called the Superman. If at any time your knees bother you, just hit a child's pose, okay? So, shoulders away from the ears, belly button to spine, looking at the floor. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, squeeze, dip, and hollow, and start to move those fingers and toes away like somebody's pulling them on the string. They can stop on the floor or they can come up to parallel. We inhale into the armpit. Squeeze, dip, and hollow, and slowly replace them where they left. And if you want, you could even put a pillow on your tailbone to make sure you're not wobbling. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, squeeze, dip, and hollow, and slide away. Stop and inhale. Exhale, squeeze, dip, and hollow, and release, release. Right back where they started. So peek between your knees. Has your stance narrowed? I hope not. Let's do it again. Inhale. Exhale, they pull away. Think away, not up. They're stretching out long. Somebody's pulling them on opposite strings. Inhale. Squeeze, dip, and hollow, and slowly squeeze the abdomen and replace everything without moving your hips. Last time. Inhale. Exhale, squeeze, dip, and hollow. Stop at the top and inhale. Exhale, squeeze, dip, and hollow, and release. Release, release. We're going to combine that with an angry cat now. So if you've ever done this move in yoga, it just looks a bit like this, but we're going to try and move it through vertebrae by vertebrae by vertebrae. So shoulder blades down the back, belly button to the spine. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, pull that vajayjay up, belly button to the spine, tuck the pelvis under, lower back to the ceiling, mid back. Upper back, spread your scapula, press into the floor, and drop the head. Inhale. Exhale. Somebody pulls your tailbone first, and it starts to unfold. Finally, your shoulder blades melt down your back. Hold it here. Do not come into an arch. We're not arching. Instead, pretend like somebody's pulling your hair in one direction, your tailbone in the other. The shoulders are away from your ears. Ribs are knitted together. This is an effortful move. It should not feel comfortable. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, tuck your pelvis under, belly button to the spine, lower back to the ceiling, mid back, upper back, spread your scapula, push, drop your head, angry, angry, angry. Inhale. Exhale, unfold, squeeze, squeeze, and shoulders down the back, belly button to the spine. And now we combine them, okay? So we're going to come into our Superman, then we're going to fold into our angry cat. Everything comes in. Back out to your Superman, and then we release. Okay, pick whatever side you want to work first. It doesn't matter. Inhale to prepare. Margarita rules apply. Exhale, opposite fingers and toes move away. Somebody's pulling them on a string. They're looking at the floor. Stop and inhale into your armpit. Exhale, push into the ground. Round the spine to angry cat. Elbow and knee come in. Inhale. Exhale, back to Superman. Think out, not up. Inhale. And slowly release, release, release. If you wobble in the middle, that's fine. You can put your hand on the floor. It doesn't matter. Inhale. Opposite side, slide to Superman. Looking at the floor, inhale to your armpit. Press into the floor to angry cat. Inhale. Back to Superman. Stop and inhale. And slowly release, release. release. I'm just a little bit mindful of time, so you can keep going with that. You can also advance it. The next move, if you hang in here with me for the next couple weeks, is to bend the leg to 90 degrees and reach around the outside. Again, you have to do that without spilling a margarita. But let's move on to our butt, okay? Whew, a little hot. Need some juice. Okay, so we've done some standing work. We've done some 4-point kneeling work, although not that much, and now we're going to move on to some ab work. So this is probably, if you've not done Pilates a lot, slightly different to what you normally do, and it's always the point at which I wish I hadn't eaten dinner before I started, and Brussels sprouts on top of that, but anywho. In the gym, you see a lot of people do sit-ups. And I don't want you to do this. This is not good, but this is how a lot of people do sit-ups. They sort of fling themselves up. So first of all, not good for your neck. But second of all, what is the shape of my abdomen? Can you see that? That is not a good shape, okay? So when we do this exercise, we're gonna do a reverse sit-up. Again, somebody puts a fish hook through our back, grabs a hold of our belly button. So we roll under first and then back. Okay, now if you lead with the shoulders, you're going to get a pooch. So we don't want to do that. We want to almost slouch down and then roll. Okay, so you can do this with your legs straight if you've got no lower back problems. I like to do it with my legs slightly bent, but there's either way, they're in parallel. You can leave the hands behind your knees for the whole exercise, or you can hold them in front of you and come with me. Or the most advanced is fingertips to your forehead, but only do that if you've tried this exercise a few times. Roll your shoulders up, back, and down. Sit nice and tall on your sit bones. Inhale to prepare. Exhale. Pull the pelvic floor up, belly button to the spine, roll the pelvis under and slouch first. Now you can roll back onto your sit bones. Stop where you feel comfortable. It doesn't have to be low. Inhale into the ribs. Exhale, pull your front elbow back and face me. And now return. Exhale, twist away. And now return. Belly button still to the spine, twist from the ribs to me. Inhale. Exhale away. Inhale, return. Now we bring the forehead over the knees. Scoop through and reset the shoulders. Okay, so we're going to do that again. If you've got a stretchy band with you, you can wrap it around your toes for a little extra resistance. If you want to progress it, you can do this, or you can do this. Or if it's too intense, just put your hands here. I'm going to do the same again, but we're going to go 3 times. The one last thing to remember, you're twisting from the ribs, not the shoulders. It's like somebody's wringing out a flannel, okay? Roll those shoulders up, back, and down. Sit bones nice and tall. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, pull the pelvic floor up, belly button to the spine. Roll under first, and then roll back. Sit, stop where you feel like your hips are nice and stable. Inhale into your ribs. Exhale, twist from the ribs to me. Inhale, return. Exhale away. Inhale, return. Remember, you can hold under here and twist to me. Inhale, return. Twist away. Inhale, return. If you've got one more and you come with me. If you don't, roll up. Bend away. Exhale, forehead over knees. Go through and sit tall. So you can work to your own ability and you can progress that. But the reason we do that is because there's quite an advanced move where you roll down and you roll back up. But when you roll back up in Pilates, we very much have to keep the C shape, and that's why we do it that way. Okay, let's go ahead and do, how much time we got? Time is marching on, so I might skip any more ab work for now and go straight onto our fronts so that we can do our front lying series and our side lying series, and then you're done, okay? So we're going to do one of my favorites, but I know it's not some of yours, Julie Niven, sorry about that. We're gonna search for coral, okay? I know Janine doesn't love it either, but I love it, so that's what we're doing. We're gonna lie on our mat with our feet at the outside of the mat, okay? And what we might do actually is just try a couple baby cobras. A baby cobra in Pilates is much, much smaller, I think, than a yoga cobra. Not that there's anything wrong with that. They're both useful, but this is slightly different. It looks like this. Didn't see it, did you? You hardly didn't see it, right? So we're gonna actually keep the chin tucked in, neck nice and long, and we're gonna come up 2 or 3 inches. I'll talk you through it, okay? So your legs are at the outside of your mat, your hands are in front of your elbows, and you're not gonna lift your hands to start with, okay? Forehead on the mat. Inhale to, okay, before we actually move, can you try to press your pubic bone and your hip bones into the floor and pull your belly button to the ceiling and pretend like somebody wants to drive a car underneath your abdomen. We know they can't, but pretend they're gonna drive a car. So do that first. Inhale to prepare. Squeeze up and hollow, send the nose along the mat. Squeeze the shoulder blades to come to your hover and your chin is tucked in. Inhale at the top. Exhale, pull on the floor and stretch a wee bit further. So I'm not sure if you can hear me when I'm lying on the floor. Can you all hear me? So when I'm lying on the floor, I'm looking at you sometimes. Don't look up. You're looking at the mat the whole time. There's something tremendously fascinating on the mat, okay? So that's your mini cobra. We're gonna do another one, and you've got the option to lift the hands at the top, but I'll tell you when, okay? So lay back down. Pubic bone into the ground, belly button to the ceiling. Somebody can drive a little car underneath your abdomen. They can't really, but you get the idea. Inhale. Exhale, pelvic floor up, shoulders pull down your back, nose goes along the mat, and you squeeze the shoulder blades to come to your hover, like you're holding a rose in between them. And that's when you can go ahead and lift those arms into a W shape. Inhale, and slowly as you lower down, grow an inch taller. Let's do it again. Inhale to prepare. Squeeze it and hollow, send the nose along the mat, shoulders pull down to hover, and then you can lift into a W. Inhale, and exhale, slowly grow an inch taller. Okay, so that's the warm-up for searching for coral. Searching for coral looks like this. Up, over, in, down. It's a tiny move, but your shoulders stay in one plane. You go up and they come in one plane. Option to tap your thigh, okay? I'll talk you through it, don't worry. Fingertips under your forehead, everybody inhale. Squeeze up and hollow, nose comes along the mat and come up to your hover. Inhale at the top. Exhale, search for coral towards me. Inhale, return. Looking at the floor, chin tucked in, search for coral away. Inhale, return. You can drop if you want or join me for more. Search for coral, option to tap the pinky to the thigh. Inhale, return. Search away. Return. And slowly lower, lower, lower. Now remember, if it's too intense, leave your hands on the floor like a baby cobra and search for coral here and here. As long as you're engaging this, you're working, okay? Let's do it again. Inhale to prepare. Squeeze it and hollow, nose goes along the mat, shoulders pull down to hover, inhale. Exhale, search for coral on one side, option to tap pinky to thigh, inhale, return. Exhale, search away, all in one plane. Let's do it again. Inhale, exhale, search. Inhale, return. Exhale, search. Inhale, return. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Return. And slowly lower down. So if you join us next week, we'll probably move to a slightly different one. Maybe we'll do the breaststroke. But you get the idea that in Pilates, a lot of what we do here, and we haven't had a lot of time to properly do this, but if you look, it's a lot of what we do is this. Mobilizing the scapula and to try and strengthen the little muscle between the scapula. Sideline series, my friends, and then we're done. Not bad, is it? So many lovely people that I haven't seen in ages. I'm so glad you're all here. Ian, you better be working hard. No body pump. No cheating. Okay, so this is the sideline series. I think we're going to start with an exercise that I really like, which is quite an easy, gentle one, and then we'll move to the proper leg work. This is called the open book. So if you've got a pillow or sweatshirt or something, you're going to want to place it under your head because you're lying on your side in the recovery position like this with both hands in front of you. Okay, so when you do this, I want you to take your top hand and pull the shoulder away from your ear and think about your waist lifting in and up into the air. So it's like somebody's hoisted your waist into the air, and again, somebody can drive a little car under your waist. They can't, but that's the idea. And at the same time, they stake your hips with a metal pole. So your hips cannot roll back, okay? So we're just gonna open and create a rainbow across the sky, and I'll talk you through it, but your hips can never roll back. Inhale, slide the top fingers towards me. Exhale, eye gaze follows the fingertips as we start to open our book. Your hips face forward and you don't have to go far. The important thing here is you refuel into the outer ribs. Then you exhale and button your ribs together first. So it's this movement that starts to rotate back. You squeeze the belly button of the spine, the knees squeeze together and reach towards me. Reach, reach, reach as far as you can before restacking. So you can do it in your own time. It can be faster or slower. It doesn't matter. Slower is usually better. But inhale, slide the top fingers away. Exhale, eye gaze follows the fingertips as we open our book. Stop and refuel into your outer armpit. Exhale, button your waistcoat, ribs together, belly button to the spine, and start to reach towards me. Do you like how I say waistcoat for the British people and vest for the Americans? Multicultural. Inhale, last one. Slide your fingertips away. Exhale, open that book. Hips face forward, eye gaze backwards, stop and refuel. Exhale, button the vest, belly button to the back wall, knees pressed together, and reach, reach, reach. And now you can take the pillow away or you can rest on it. It doesn't matter to me. But what you can't do is this. In Pilates, we tend never to look up and never, your neck is always in the exact neutral alignment on top of your spine. That's what we're usually aiming for, okay? So whatever's comfortable for you, but we're in a nice long line from our fingertips to our toes. Again, take your front arm and pull your shoulder blade down your back as if somebody's pulling your waist in and up into the air, and then they stake your hips together with a metal rod. So if you, this is the most advanced right here. If you need more stability, put your hand in front of you, and if you need even more stability, bend the underneath leg to 90 degrees. It doesn't matter where you go, but if you do this, you can feel this muscle working because we're going to point that toe and think about somebody pulling it away from us as we inhale, just above shoulder height. It's not high. And then we exhale, flex the foot back towards us, use your pelvic floor, and then crush a Coke can into the ground. So we point that toe, we inhale and lift just above hip height, then we flex it back towards us using our pelvic floor, and we crush a Coke can together. So all these muscles are working. Inhale, point, and lift. Exhale, flex and crush. And we use a nice wide open breath. So we inhale through the nose and then we go, I'm talking so I can't really do it, but you're inhaling and you're filling your lungs, and then you're squeezing all the air out as you engage your transversus abdominis. 2 more. Inhale, point and lift. Exhale, last one. Point that toe, it lifts just above hip height, and now your entire leg becomes a pencil. So don't move your knee or your ankle, only the hip, and we go 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Circle the other way, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hold it here. This is going to get a little bit complicated. You might want to put the hand on the floor, but if you can, try and bring the bottom leg up to meet it and float them both down. If it's too intense, just do lift and lowers, but if you can, top leg goes up, bottom leg meets it, float them both down. 2 more. Top leg up, bottom leg meets it, float them down. Last one. Top leg up, bottom leg meets it, and if you can, teeny tiny little scissors. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it here, squeeze them together, and if you like, you can just lift them away and a bit higher. Inhale. And if you like, they stretch away and a bit higher. Last time, inhale. They stretch away and a bit higher and release. If you hang with me for a few weeks, we can advance this to something called a banana and other things. We can actually do the whole side lying series up like this for a little extra challenge. So you can see that probably did burn your ass though. So you felt a nice little lactic acid burn there. Well done. The good news is, hey Shell, we've got literally one last leg to do and we're done. So if you managed to make it with me through the whole of the workout this week, great. If not, try again next week. Practice some of the stuff and come back. And the beautiful thing is that we can add on week by week by week. So let's go ahead and do the other side now and start with our open books. So what you want to do is you want to have your pillow or your sweatshirt or whatever next to you. So you can lay down on it. Your feet are in line with your hips, are in line with your shoulders, so it's sort of a 45-degree angle. And then we pull that shoulder blade down our back. We imagine our waist lifting in and up into the air. And when that happens, somebody stakes a metal spike into our hips so they don't roll back. We inhale, slide the fingertips to me. Exhale, open that book. Eye gaze follows the fingertips. Roll just as far back as your hips can stay facing forward. Then you inhale, refuel into your armpit. Exhale, button the vest, close the ribs, belly button to spine. That initiates the movement, and then you try and reach to me and put the fingers down further than they left the ground and restack. Inhale, slide the fingertips along the floor to me. Exhale, open your book. Stop and refuel into your outer armpit and ribs. Exhale, close the ribs. See those ribs working? Belly button to the spine, reach to me, and then you restack. Last time. Inhale, fingertips to me. Exhale, open the book. Eye gaze follows the fingertips. Hips are facing forward. Just bend as far as you feel comfortable. The eye gaze is behind you. Stop and refuel. Exhale, button the vest. Belly button to the back wall. Knees are pressing together. Pelvic floor lifted. Reach, 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 reach. And restack. Last exercise. Yay! So we're just going to stretch nice and long now from our fingers all the way to our toes. Hopefully you're doing the other side. Hopefully you flipped over when I flipped over. You want to pull that shoulder blade down your back. The waist is coming in and up into the air like somebody's going to drive a car underneath your waist. The most advanced, of course, is this. And if you want to make it easier, hand comes down, bottom leg bends to 90 degrees. You can drop down at any time. You might find that one side is more wobbly than the other, so just listen to your body, okay? We're gonna point that toe, and I want you to think about it lifting away, not up, just above hip height. Then you squeeze and use your pelvic floor to flex the toe and crush a Coke can between your ankles. Point that toe, inhale, flex it, crush. 2 separate moves. Point that toe, inhale and lift away, squeeze the vajayjay and flex, and crush. Sorry, blokes. If you're one of my men folk, you know I like the word vajayjay. Inhale and lift. Exhale. You get used to it. Neil, if you're on here. 2 more. Point that toe. Think away, not up. Then use that muscle to squeeze the toe back. It's coming from here. And your inner thigh to crush it down. Last one. Point the toe. Inhale and lift. Flex it. And crush, okay? So now we're gonna point the toe and it lifts just above hip height. We're gonna draw tiny circles from the hip, okay? So the circles are being drawn with your toe, but we're not moving the ankle. The ankle's locked, the knee is locked, and we do tiny circles. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Other way, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hold it here. You might want to put the hand in front of you because it gets a bit complicated. We're going to try and lift the bottom leg up to meet it and float them both down. If it's not comfortable, top leg comes up. You can just do lift and lowers. You don't have to bring the bottom leg up if you don't want to. Also, you can put a towel under your hip if you've got bony hips. Inhale, exhale, and they both float down. Last time. Top leg comes up. Bottom leg meets it, and if you can, hand can stay down, teeny tiny little scissors. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold them together. You can drop them at any time, or you can join me and think of them pulling away and up. So inhale, squeeze the belly button, they pull away, and that hand just slides up the thigh, shoulder away from the ear. Last time, inhale. Exhale, if you want, you can just lift them a wee bit higher and release. Bend, rub, smack that butt. Hopefully that felt good. So now, to finish off the exercise, I don't know if we have time for mermaids. We started a wee bit late, so let's go ahead and do the Pilates Mermaid, which don't worry is like way easier than the Yoga Mermaid. So it's a stretch. We worked a lot in our sides and our waist, so we're almost done. We're just gonna go ahead and place our fishtail to one side, plant your hands on the rock. So men, women, all of us are beautiful mermaids at the moment. And we're just gonna lift our hips up into the air. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, just stretch over. And then inhale, sit back down. Okay, that's your mermaid. Just do whatever feels comfortable. If that doesn't feel good on your knees, don't do it, or don't go as high. Inhale, sweep it up. Exhale, hips to the sky. And release. And on the last one, you have the option to slide the top leg out. So inhale, sweep it up. Exhale, over. Option to stretch the top leg and just push into it. Just should feel nice. Release. Other side. I will save you from my singing. I like to sometimes sing the Ariel song on this one. Oh, come on, we don't want to be a mermaid. Inhale, plant your fishtail, plant your hand right underneath your shoulder. Inhale, sweep it up. Exhale, hips to the ceiling. I apologize for my singing. And back down. Couple more. Inhale, sweep it up. Exhale, hips to the ceiling. Last time. Sweep it up, stretch, extend the top leg if you like, and just sort of push into it. Only if it feels comfortable. And release. You're going to get to standing just like we did at the beginning. So we're going to roll each vertebrae and restack. So however you get up, I want it to be slow. I like to get up by coming to 4-point kneeling, tucking my toes under, and putting my weight onto my Achilles, onto my heels, so my Achilles stretch, and then I rock and open my toes. If it doesn't feel good for your knees, don't do it. But when you're ready, we're going to go ahead and roll just like we did at the beginning. So the head is heavy, the belly button pulls to the spine. I like to walk my fingers up and really tuck that pelvis under before you put any weight on it. Chin stays to chest, and each vertebrae restacks. The shoulders melt down the back, and the back of the head grows nice and tall. And then when you're ready, we just inhale. Oops, you can't see me anymore. Sorry about that. You just inhale and sweep your arms out. Exhale, let the shoulders melt down the back and grow an inch taller. 2 more times. Inhale, sweep it up. Exhale, there's balloons on your top of the head and it floats to the ceiling and you grow an inch taller. And last time, sweep it up. Give yourself a round of applause and a very virtual high 10.